Hey, what's up? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fantasy Film Ball. My name is Matt, and with the Cannes Film Festival coming up rapidly, we're going back to our Cannes Parallel Challenge that we've been doing for the past 2 years. And with me here is Arnaud, our resident international film expert, to talk a little bit more about this year's challenge.
Yes, as you can see, we are in person. We are here together to film these videos, and we're going to give you a lot of really deep and noteworthy coverage of the Cannes Film Festival. In fact, we have coined a new series of videos that will combine both the Cannes Parallel Challenge with our coverage on the grounds at Cannes called the Cannes CANNES.
In this video series, we'll be combining in-depth profiles of many of the competition filmmakers and immediate reactions and responses to each of their films filmed right in Cannes. So stay tuned, because beginning May 13th, we will be bringing you tons of coverage of the Cannes Film Festival. And if you're able, we would really appreciate it if you could donate just a little bit to our Ko-fi page to help us bring you the best coverage we possibly can. And supporters of the video series will receive some bonus content throughout the festival.
Think of them as DVD supplements, this additional content that we couldn't quite fit into our schedule. So all this extra discussions you'll have access to if you support us on Ko-fi. But without further ado, I think we should probably announce our lineup.
Now, the special thing about this challenge is that you can follow along right at home. For the past few years, what we've always loved to do is create our own festival lineup using the filmmakers, but watching their earlier films, which means that we've always been able to create our very own film festival right from our couches. So if you want to follow along at home, you can either watch exactly the lineup we'll be working with today, or you can choose your own lineup.
And if you want to track the films that we're about to mention, you can take a look at our list on Letterboxd, which will be linked down below this video.
But without further ado, should we talk about the opening film?
Yes, so the opening film this year is Partir un jour, Bye Bye by Amélie Bonin. She is a first-time filmmaker, and there is probably no better film to parallel with than her previous César-winning short film of the same name that her feature-length film is an adaptation of. This film is, of course, Bye Bye, Partir un jour, our opening out-of-competition film.
And going alphabetically, the next filmmaker is Wes Anderson. His new film, The Phoenician Scheme, seems to be a bit more of a thriller, something a little bit different than what he's done before. But what we wanted to do, especially because I've seen every Wes Anderson film, is go back to his first appearance in the Cannes competition lineup. And that was with Moonrise Kingdom, which opened the festival in 2012.
So our next filmmaker is Ari Aster, and like Wes Anderson, we have both seen pretty much all of his work, and so we are once again kind of going back to revisit one of his films. We're going to one of his films that isn't as latched onto the horror genre, and that also stars Joaquin Phoenix, and that is Beau is Afraid.
And at the time of recording this, we still don't necessarily know if this next filmmaker is actually in competition, but there are heavy rumors that this is a late addition to the festival. But Bi Gan, the Chinese maverick of the slow cinema movement, we've seen his films before. So what we wanted to do was revisit a film that I know that you feel like you half watched the first time, and that is Long Day's Journey into Night, the first film by Bi Gan to have played at the Cannes Film Festival in the Un Certain Regard category in 2018.
So our next filmmaker is the Dardenne brothers. We are going to a little bit more of a deep cut with Lorna's Silence, which, even though it is a deep cut, it still was a prize winner in the competition at Cannes in 2008. It won the screenplay prize.
And for Julia Ducournau, our next name on the board, we've seen Raw, we've seen Titan, we went all the way back to her 2012 TV movie debut, Mange. It's just the last film we haven't seen.
And so for the next filmmaker, one of the surprises, Chi Hayakawa. We have chosen her first film, her previous film, Plan 75, which got a special mention for the Camera d'Or in 2022.
For South African filmmaker Oliver Hermanus, we decided to go with Mofi. Very fittingly, this is another queer film about the military, which is a very strong connection to his new film, The History of Sound.
Our next filmmaker is Havia Hirsi, and we're going with her first film, which was selected in the Cannes Critics Week, You Deserve a Lover. This is also her only film that she's directed where she is starring as herself.
Then we have Oliver Lachey, the Spanish filmmaker, premiering in competition for the very first time this year with Seurat. And we've chosen his film Mimosas, which played at the Cannes Critics Week in 2016.
Next up, we have Richard Linklater with his only Cannes competition film, Fast Food Nation.
Next up, the Ukrainian filmmaker Sergei Loznitsa. We have selected A Gentle Creature. This is one of his films, one of a few films that have played in the Cannes competition.
Next up, we have Italian filmmaker Mario Martone, not necessarily super well known in the West, but has a pretty rich filmography, and we decided to go for a deeper cut here. His Un Certain Regard selected film, Rehearsals for War.
And then we have the Brazilian filmmaker Kleber Mendonça Filho. We have selected his film Neighboring Sounds, which premiered in Rotterdam in 2012, and just happens to be, I think, the last film of his that neither of us have seen.
And then we have Dominique Moll, which again, a filmmaker not as known in the West, but very well known in France, and we've decided to choose his first Cannes competition selected film back in 2000, With a Friend Like Harry.
Jafar Panahi has been at Cannes a few times now, but very notably in 2003 he won the Un Certain Regard prize for Crimson Gold.
And next up we have Lynn Ramsey, a late addition to the festival, and we are going for a bit of a deeper cut here with Morvern Caller, which was accepted at Cannes in one of the sidebars.
For Kelly Reichardt, we are choosing Meek's Cutoff. Not only is this one of the last films that you have not seen from Kelly Reichardt, it's also a film that I watched when I was 12 years old and I didn't get whatsoever. And so this is a great opportunity for me to go back and potentially appreciate the film a little bit more.
And next up we have Saeed Rustai with his very first film from 2006, Life and a Day.
Hilariously, for Swedish-Egyptian filmmaker Tariq Saleh, we are actually going with his Amazon Prime original action movie, The Contractor, starring Chris Pine. Did not play any festivals. I mean, Tariq Saleh has had festival presence before, but...
We've seen all of them.
We've seen all of the festival movies, so we're going to the Amazon slop pile.
Yeah, which for whatever reason we didn't watch. How did we miss this?
How did we miss The Contractor? I don't know.
For the next filmmaker, this was the big surprise in competition, Masha Shilinsky. We are going with her first film, Dark Blue Girl, starring Helena Zengel.
For Spanish filmmaker Carla Simón, we are going with Summer 1993. This is the film that you have not seen from this filmmaker, and I have seen both of them, so I'm rewatching this one out of necessity.
And finally, we have Joachim Trier. We have chosen his first Cannes competition selected film, Louder Than Bombs. Also, I'd like to add that symbolically, our closing night film might as well be a man and a woman, the cover of this year's official poster for the Cannes Film Festival.
Two posters.
The double poster.
Two posters.
Of a
man poster
and a
woman poster. So that is our lineup. If you are going to watch along at home, you can start really any time making your way through these films. Treat it like a festival. Maybe watch in the order that the festival is premiering. We have loved doing this every single year. It really has helped us to grow to learn more about some of these very exciting auteurs that are out there making cutting-edge cinema. So join in the challenge. It's a lot of fun. And of course, if you can, please donate to the Ko-fi link. We will be giving bonus videos to our supporters through that, which won't be available through our channel for a few weeks after the festival. So if you want that extra content, you should maybe donate.
And with that said, I hope you'll join us on May 13th when the series officially begins. With that said, see you on the Croisette.